Breaking now, jurors just found the only man facing a murder charge in the shooting death of a Syracuse 12-year-old boy not guilty. James Springer was shot to death outside his home on the north side last year. Prosecutors say the child wasn't the intended target. The jury just acquitted Johannan Pizarro of all charges. No one will be convicted of pulling the trigger. CBS 5's Olivia Dance is with the Live Eye at the courthouse. She just talked to the 12-year-old's godfather.
The largest outbreak Central New York has seen since the coronavirus pandemic reached our region. Good evening, everyone. I'm Megan Coleman. 139 workers at Green Empire Farms in Madison County have tested positive for COVID-19. Tonight, Madison County leaders denying they got sick at work, suggesting it's community spread.
Now, another breaking story at 5 o'clock. It will be a repeat blockbuster trial. Former Central New York doctor Robert Newlander wins a new trial in the death of his wife. New York's highest court out of Albany releasing that decision today, voting unanimously for that new trial for Newlander. At this point, we've learned it's likely going to be held in the spring of next year. In 2015, Newlander was accused of killing his wife Leslie in their DeWitt mansion. Originally, her death was ruled a slip and fall in the shower. His conviction was overturned by an appellate court last year. That court convinced that a juror's text messages during the trial and her attempts to cover them up afterwards amounted to juror misconduct. We have CBS 5 team coverage here at 5 o'clock, including when we'll see Newlander again in court. What does it mean now as a new jury will be selected? A series of text messages changed the course of the last outcome. What will be different moving forward? Plus, we're turning back time, looking at key evidence that made the trial into a spectacle.
As the coronavirus crisis continues to heighten, the World Health Organization tonight calling it a pandemic. In our state, 213 people have tested positive for coronavirus. There are no cases here in Central New York. But in Onondaga County, 21 people are in quarantine, and health officials are waiting on the test results of one person in Cayuga County. As the number of cases continues to climb in New York, Governor Cuomo is turning to private labs for testing.
We have team coverage for you tonight. Our Tommy Sladek is live from SUNY Oswego tonight, taking the temperature of the campus following today's big announcement from the governor.
And our Melanie Johnson is live just outside the Syracuse University campus with a look at how school leaders there are looking for landlords to help students with off-campus housing.
Good evening. We are closing in on 24 hours since the high-profile and devastating tragedy involving a 51-year-old man from Syracuse and SU basketball coach Jim Boeheim. We have CBS 5 team coverage on the way. CBS 5's Matt Hosworth at the Carrier Dome, a somber night for the women's team taking the court after the crash. Tommy Sladek live at Boeheimburg outside the Dome with subdued celebrations ahead of the Duke game. And Dan Massinio live near the crash scene on 690 tonight with how the victim is being remembered.
A virus anywhere is a virus everywhere. That's the only safe operating principle, right?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Megan Coleman. The governor bringing his fight against the coronavirus right here to Central New York today, holding his daily press briefing from Upstate University Hospital. NBC3 is working for you with the governor today, arriving at Upstate Hospital to a crowd of healthcare professionals working on the front lines of the pandemic locally. Our crew is capturing the moment he screamed, "God bless you for what you've done," calling the nurses and doctors and other healthcare professionals the heroes of our community. Meantime, a lone protester also standing outside Upstate waiting for the governor to arrive today. The man seen holding a "Don't Tread on Me" flag was escorted off the property by hospital security and then left voluntarily.
All school districts can open. Everywhere in the state, every region is below the threshold that we established. You look at our infection rate, we are probably in the best situation in the country.
32 days till the start of the new school year for most districts, and a decision has been made. All schools across New York can reopen their buildings. This highly anticipated announcement coming from Governor Cuomo just a few hours ago. Good evening, I'm Matt Mulcahy. We have team coverage on the reopening of schools tonight. From local school leaders to parents who will be making the tough call on whether to send their kids back to the classroom for the first time since March, we're hearing how they are reacting to our state getting the green light to hold in-person classes. We begin with our Sam Carter live in Syracuse tonight after hearing from ESM's superintendent.
It's a term the governor and NBC3 first introduced you to yesterday. No attractive nuisances. That means events that attract people from outside the region will not be able to go on as planned. The governor expanding on that concept today, confirming the New York State Fair and other summer attractions in central New York are in jeopardy. Our top is working for you tonight. Tommy?
Blizzard conditions now slamming neighbors in the north as gusting winds can be felt all across central New York tonight. Good evening. I'm Matt Mulcahy.
And I'm Megan Coleman. It is the biggest weather maker of the season, a system set to last through part of the weekend. The conditions already causing concerns up north tonight. Check out Mansville, a tractor trailer veering off the road. Our crews capturing that scene along I-81 North today. And listen to those howling winds. If you've been outside at all today, you have probably felt it or heard it. The wind is like a smack in the face with gusts up to 50 miles per hour or more. And it's hard to get away from those bone-chilling temperatures. We have live weather team coverage for you tonight.
Chief Meteorologist Wayne Mahar is in the Weather Center tracking which areas will get the most snow. Closings and delays continue to roll, and including SUNY Oswego already canceling its classes for tomorrow.
Our Tommy Sladak is knee-deep in snow tonight, braving the blizzard-like conditions up north. And our Olivia Dance is in Oswego with a look at how officials there are preparing to handle all the snow.
We begin with Wayne in the Weather Center with where we are now and what we can expect these next few hours. Wayne? Happening right now at 5, schools reopening. The decision coming from the governor tonight, long awaited. We'll tell you what it means for families, teachers, and school districts. Also, parents weighing in on the governor's pivotal move. The reactions tonight, they're mixed. Plus, a standoff in Casanova nearing the 24-hour mark comes to an end. What we now know about the man who barricaded himself inside his home. Happy now at 5, a blizzard now blasting the North Country. Just how much will pile up and when the system will make its way to central New York.
The images are unsettling. A dog tied to a banister and left overnight in DeWitt. The investigation now underway to find out who is responsible.
They're fighting for their lives. They need your help. We take you live to the 17th annual Radiothon for a look at how your contributions are helping cancer patients in central New York.